Hello and welcome back. So today I want to try and build some of those food machines. So working off kind of what we had right here, I started building one here. I mean, it's a very simple machine, which is why I'm hoping it's going to work out. I've got an auto crafter in it, so we can take a look at the upgrades here. I've got the crafting table for the crafting grid, so that gives us the grid. And then I've got the auto crafter upgrade, which was the piston, one of those plates, some planks across the top, and some cobblestone on the sides, and it gives us this. Now I didn't put the storage upgrades in these because I'm hoping we don't need it. What I want to do for this one is do tofu and salt, which will give us this beef jerky. I put a little diamond, one of the diamond nuggets in here so I can control how much it'll put in here. Oops. Let's just do 2. So it should, I'm hoping, assuming I did it right. Let's see if I'm looking at it this way. The transfer, it should be taking in from that side. It might be because it doesn't have any fuel. Let's try that. If I mess with this thing too much, let's give it 8 to start with and just see what it does here. So it builds up. And why are you not attempting to transfer stuff into it? Oh. That's different. It took it out. Did I not put... I didn't actually put anything in here, did I? Yeah, that would do it. Okay, so that will craft, and that should put the... Perfect. So now I can just toss those in there, and it will slowly burn through its fuel. So this goes back to that idea of it doesn't necessarily need to be 100% automated, but like this one's beef jerky. So we can just do this. So beef jerky. So it's one firm tofu and 1 salt. And that's all we need to put in there. And it will just continue generating beef jerky, which is kind of cool. But that one's fairly simple. So now if we look at... Let's take a look what else we got. No. Chili. So now, that's extreme chili. I don't want that. Normal chili. So chili is a good one. It requires, let's see, I think we were looking at it before. There it is, this one. So beans, chili peppers, steak, and I've never actually tried it with one of these before. I'm curious to see if it will actually use is it smart enough to realize that that pot is a fixture that doesn't need to be taken out and put back. So that's weird. For a thing that doesn't look like it has handles, it requires a stick. So let's do steel, right? I haven't even actually got any steel yet. Let's see. How do I not have any copper? No, I do. No, that's art. Definitely not using that. I guess it's iron. Wanted to use up like a random extra metal that we didn't really have much of. And 4. And of course I just put my sticks away. Let's see. 2,100 sticks. I think we have enough. Okay, let's take a look here. Alright, did not need to be over here. We need a crafting table, so... Okay, there's our pot. Grab some more tofu. We need... Let's just do beans or peppers and coffee beans. There we go. And we got a full stack of tofu. I keep jumping up on that for some reason. I have no idea why. So now the way this thing is set up, they can kind of overlap. So if we look at it here, I could have another crafting station kind of set up a little odd, and I might be able to make it work. But actually no, okay, nope, it won't work. 1 per spot. Oh well. I was for some reason thinking I could put the crafting station right here and it would overlap because of the way it's sitting, but that would overlap all the other pieces and it wouldn't work. Oops. So all I did was I just reversed those, one of these. The hardest part is actually getting the transfer node on the bottom of the chest, because you have to dig into the floor to... No? Click? There we go. It's going to be more... we're definitely not going to do it on this side, because otherwise we'll have to dig into the ceiling of the next room. And... so that goes there. Flip that to an input. Plop a nugget on it. And now we need to get out of the hole. And that's pretty much how we're doing this. Now for this one, we need to give it a crafting station, crafting upgrade, and then we need to flip over to the transfer side. This side needs to be input, output. Then we want a pot, some tofu, a bean, and a chili pepper. Now the real question is, will it work? So let's just have it keep... let's just do two. Two of each of these. No. Two. There we go. It's like you can't click on it with another item or it goes away. So now if I give this one... that's not what I meant to do. Let's just do that. And then toss the materials in. Let's see what happens. What does it do? Oh, now see, that's awesome. It realizes that's not a component that gets used up. So this one makes chili. So the same process as before. What was it? Chili pepper, beans, and tofu. So this one makes chili, and it needs one firm tofu, one bean, one chili pepper. Hopefully I spelled all that stuff right. Not really looking. So now, basically what we can do is you can just kind of come down here and you can grab the food. As long as there's some of these materials in here, it'll continuously build them back up again. Now, one thing I was thinking about looking at was trying to make it that we would always keep one of the materials in here. I don't remember if you could do that with the diamond pip. I'd have to look that up again. So that gives us that. But one of the things we were kind of looking at here is, what else can we do? Right now, like you're almost full. You don't want to waste like the beef jerky or a bowl of chili on something. What else do we have that we can eat? And one of the things we've actually got a decent amount of, or we can, is these things. Oops, wrong button. It's only worth 1 hawk and 2 saturation, but it's easy to get. You can melt down the zombie flesh, and it comes out, turns into blood. Then you just dump the blood into... no, one of those were to go. I thought it was... yeah, I think it's just a flat casting table. Do we have... what did I do with those? There. It's like the casting table, what I had it set up for was like right here. Transfer node just sitting on top of it. And... flip. No. Like that. And then if you come over here, you take that blood and you flip it down. Does it work? No. There we go. And it fills this plate up. It only takes, 160 millibuckets of it. And you can see it just slowly converts it. That was one of the reasons we were saving this stuff, is because you can take it, and it sounds horrible. And I don't remember what tool actually breaks this. But every time you break it, you get the 9 back. So it's like a perfect storage of the material. The only problem is you have to break it to get it back, which is kind of a pain. But you can see we can just toss it in there. It melts up real fast, and then it converts over. So that was one of the options for the blood farm over there, was to kind of keep that storage tank for decoration as well as for a type of food source, kind of like a reset your bar food source. Kind of keep it laying around that, and you can... let's see here. If we do jerky, you can do beef jerky, chicken, mutton, fish. There it is. Rotten flesh on a drying rack gives you monster jerky, which is worth 2. So it's actually not that bad either. And if we look at this, the drying rack is pretty easy to make. Just a couple planks. Now it's more of a manual method though. You can't, at least not yet, automate that. I probably could with one of the little clicky golems, but I don't have those quite yet. What do we got? Any junk? I thought I saw some junk in there. Nope. Oh, it's just the particle effects when they hit the ground. So you can see we're already up to that much. So I mean, all of this, you think about that, I've got 800 and let's just say 800 and 8300, and it takes 160 to make each one of those little balls. They're not a fantastic food source, but there's a lot of food stored right here. And it wouldn't take much to attach an ender tank to this and just put it over in the base, and every now and then when you want some, just flip the spigot and it drains the primary tank, along with our little decoration model that we're hoping to go with. So it's kind of a useful little thing to have. I need to make some of the drying racks. I may do that real quick just to get a couple of those made. Let's actually pop over and make one of those. Just kind of the behind the scenes almost stuff. You know, you don't really... It's one of those things where you have to have it, but you don't necessarily need to do it all the time. So, like, you know, constantly having food is one of those things you have to have. But once you get it set up, it's something that's pretty easy to forget about. But of course, when you don't have it, it's really easy to, die, I guess. Although we have it currently set in, this is currently set in, I think, easy, so hunger doesn't kill you, which is kind of nice. But let's see, for these, all you pretty much do, click, and then you right click, and you leave it there. You can see it says % dryness. That's actually going up pretty quick. I wonder if there's a biome modifier to that. Like if it was in a desert, I wonder if this would dry faster. But once it's done, it'll turn the shape of the, nope. It'll turn it, well, we've already cleared it, but it'll look to be that jerky, and so you'll know it's done. You can just right click and you can pull it off. But you can see it actually looks like it changed a little bit for a minute there, which is, it's kind of neat. Now, I did find on the last time I was playing that if I had a ton of these things lined up, it seemed to cause a little bit of lag. But I mean, like I was saying before, we're only using these as kind of a clear your hunger bar. You know, you don't want to waste a decent amount of food on a small amount of hunger, so you can use that to kind of clear things. But let's do... let's just make a bunch of them. I was going to try and figure the math out, but I already goofed it up, so who cares? So we'll just do... that's good enough. Nah, why not? Let's just have a whole bunch of them, so we can get them kind of going and running there. Let's see. Wait, do we have 20? And there's 20. So it's kind of the idea I've got for this floor right here is just kind of these little machines and automations and things like that set up in it. So, you know, find a spot and let's see, where could we put it? Well, let's just do it right here. It gives us a few of these here, and if we do this on a couple of the walls, it gives it a little weird decoration. And at the same time, it gives you some food, which is kind of nice. He's going to come in here later and be like, what did you do? Decorating with rotten flesh. What do we got? 3 left? Let's just do here. And there. All done. Nope. Okay, that's interesting. Can you stack? No? What about here? Nope. Okay, that's kind of neat. They double layered. I didn't know they could do that. I was kind of hoping you could triple layer and put another one like right here. It'd be an awesome way to stack them up. I mean, that would mean right now if I could do that, I could take all of these, put them right there, and then put the other ones on it, so you could almost kind of lift them up a little bit. But that's kind of neat. So that'll give us some zombie jerky, which, you know, appetizing as it sounds. And I think one of the other things I was going to look at, we can do this zombie jerky. Oh, that's right. The other stuff's monster jerky. This stuff's zombie jerky. This takes 2 salt and a piece of rotten flesh. That's not that bad. What do the marshmallows take? Because, you know, marshmallows. Ah, yes. Tofu, sugar. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that right now. Alright, let me double check something real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I had to double check a couple of my notes there. One of the things I wanted to look at here was the status of the fish trap. I came in earlier. It's been running, well, about a day, I think. And it was full. Now the odd thing is I haven't really been logged in much in that over the course of that day, so I'm wondering if this thing is within, because I think if we look at our map here, I also did a little more slabbing out here, kind of pulled that out and flattened the hill that was right here. You can see the remnants of it right there. Our spawn chunks are right here, and I thought the radius of the spawn protection was like 16 chunks. Now both of us, actually no, it's not the protection radius, was only the chunk itself, but I thought the load radius was like 16 chunks or something like that. It was like massive, I thought, last time I looked at it, but that may be an older version. But one thing I've noticed is that this thing was full, and neither of us had really been online that much, so I'm wondering if it being in this area is allowing it to stay loaded, which would be kind of neat, because I mean, I've almost filled this. Yeah, there we go. And now I'm out of space, and I got a puffer fish still. I have to make a bigger chest. So that thing was running when I was logged off, and also this thing is almost full. Now these things generate a very tiny amount of mana during the day cycle only, and this thing holds, I think it's like, when I looked last, like 1,000,000 points of mana. So there's an awful lot stored in there, and you can see the flowers are sparking. This thing's full, so is that. I mean, that's got a little bit off, so I could probably redirect it, but which is kind of neat. I've never actually had this happen without using a chunk loader, that this has actually stayed, or this is full and stayed loaded, which is kind of nice, because it also means things like this will stay running. And then, I mean, it doesn't look like it wasn't affecting these plants, because I came in here and the bulk of these were not grown yet, so it looks like it doesn't affect the standard plant growing cycle, which I think is normal. Oh, one of them turned. So now we've got, you right click on the thingy, and we've got monster jerky. Puffer fish. Why do I think I do not want to eat that? Yeah, probably not. So it's just one of those little neat side effects I noticed. One of the things I want to do is build up an area with what's the word I'm looking for? A deeper pool of water, and see if I can get a couple of those fish traps going. I wish there was some way to automate them. That would just be fantastic. I made these for a different thing, but I think we're gonna let's put you here just to get a little bit of storage in that thing, because I've been using that chest when I'm down there emptying it out. You and you, and go. There, now it's got a little bit more storage space in it. That'll help. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. I wanted to get that at least started. I mean, this is going to be a little shorter than normal, and we built this, which this is kind of what I'm aiming for as far as our food production goes, where you can walk in, you can go, okay, my chili's here, grab a stack. The ideal would be to have these output to like an ender chest, like a solid green ender chest or something, and they're set so that they keep one stack of the items inside of them, that type of thing. That way you can open up this ender, you sink an ender bag to it, and wherever you are, if you open this green ender bag, you have access to however many types of food. So you'd have your chili here, and your jerky would be next to it, and that type of thing. And the way it's set up, you could actually kind of do the input chest as well, and you could just have each one of these things designed to only keep, like I did right here, a certain number of each of these items inside of it. I think I had it set to 2. Yeah. That way you could keep one ender chest with your inventory, kind of your storage or your stockpile, and these things aren't going to empty it out, because they're only going to be able to keep so much in there at any given time, which would be kind of neat. So that's something to look at. Otherwise, we're just going to leave it like this, and maybe just have an output chest that goes to that bag, and just every once in a while come in here and go, oops, we're out of beans and peppers, and toss them in there. But oh, hello. So that's kind of what I was aiming for. Get that done, get it started. Because right now, food is one of those things. I mean, we can make a few of them easily, but usually it gets to the point where you're kind of looking at it going, well, I want to go out and do something, but I don't have any food. Or, you run around out there and how do I only have 19? Did I only put 20? Yeah, okay, only 20. But right now, I mean, if you look at our food sources, we've got zombie jerky, cooked fish because tofu turns into fish, and apple juice because we had a bunch of apples and I flipped it over. So, having a readily moving or mobile food supply will be very useful, especially when you're out mining, because we can we can dump all of our stuff very easily, but you always have to come back for food. We're also not doing that bad for sugarcane, considering it's only 1 unit. We're up to 433 now, which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, like I was saying, that's kind of what I wanted to go through. Just a really simple, food manufacturing setup. Nothing fancy, more like a food processor really than anything else. But it'll serve the need we've got, and hopefully it'll be useful to somebody to see. If anybody has any ideas about how to kind of upgrade this, I'd definitely like to hear them, so we can see if there's a way we can get this going a little better. I'm still not 100% on how these things function. I've read over it a couple times, but for some reason I'm having issues wrapping my brain around exactly how these function. Like the pip on this side controls, I think, how much, like the diamond nugget controls how many will be put into this unit. I want to say a diamond nugget on this side is how many will be left inside of here, but I've never tried it, so I'm not sure. But yeah, if you got suggestions on how to upgrade this thing, make it run a little better. I mean, right now I'm only using 1 per. I could obviously have 4 of these things in here, all using the same output side, or maybe even the same input sides. Who knows? That would definitely speed things up a bit. I've considered doing that. But right now, it's easy to see which one's which. So I'm kind of going that route. But, suggestions are definitely welcome if anybody has any ideas. But for now, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to call it, and then hopefully be able to get some building done next time, maybe some exploring, and go from there. But thank you for watching.